I haven't done a pseudo quiz for quite a while, and so I'm going to do one today. A pseudo quiz is where I fill in numbers and then you can just take a look at it and see if you can figure out why that number goes where I placed it. And you could pause the video if you'd like and study it for a minute, or just continue and then I'll explain why each number is placed. This is puzzle number 94, a diabolical puzzle from Sudoku to Go, volume 110 by Soap Opera Digest. But before I get started, I want to make a couple of comments. I'm not going to explain every single number. If they're easy numbers or obvious, I'm not going to explain how I got them. If you do, however, have a problem with if you don't understand why I place certain numbers, you can always leave a comment and I'll try and answer your questions. Also, I wanted to mention that some of the techniques I'm going to be using on this, like solving rows and columns and ghost numbers and other techniques, you can find on SudokuPrimer.com. You can go to the techniques page, and there are quite a few different techniques that I talk about there to explain how different techniques work and how to use them. So I'll get started with some of the easier numbers. And again, if you don't understand how I got these numbers, please leave a comment and I can help answer your questions. But these should be pretty obvious, pretty straightforward and easy to see. Okay, now this 2, how did I get that 2 there? That one isn't too obvious. So if you want to study that for a second or pause the video, I'll explain how I got it now. I've got a 1-8 in this row already, and there's a 1 and 8 in this column already. So the only place in this box a 1 and 8 can go is here and here. So we have 1-8 twins right here. And without this 2 here, let's see what else is missing here. We've got the 1, 4, 7, 8 numbers already in this row, even though we haven't solved these 2 numbers yet, these 2 twins. But that leaves 1, 2, remember that's the one we're looking at, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. Okay, let's see if we can use 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9 and find any of these numbers along here. Let's look at this one here. We know these are 1/8, so we won't even look at those. So that's 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9. We've got a 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. So that's a 2 or a 9 right there. Let's look at this one. 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. So we know that has to be a 2 because the 3, 5, 6, and 9 are already seen by that cell. So that's how I got that 2. Okay, so it's a combination of finding these twins, 1-8 twins, and then trying to solve cells on this row. Okay, now if you remember, this one here was a 2 or a 9. Since we placed 2 there, we know this is a 9, so we can fill that one in. I placed a 9 there. We've got a 9 and a 9 in this section already, but why can't that be a 9? Well, we use what I call double column elimination here. we've got a 9 here already. So in this box, a 9 has to go in one of these 3 cells. Got a 9 here and a 9 here. So a 9 in this box has to go in one of these 2 cells. So these 3 cells and these 2 cells are both in column 7 and 8. So that means a 9 in one of these and a 9 in one of these covers these 2 columns, and the only place a 9 can go is in this column in this box right here. We've already got a 9 here and a 9 here, so we know that 9 goes there. Okay, the next number is 2 right there. Now if you look, this can be a 2 or this can be a 2, right? We got 2's here and a 2 here. So one of these has to be a 2, but how do I know it's there? Well, this is going to take a little bit of setup in order to show how I got that. But let me get going on that. We've got a 2 here and a 2. One of these is a 2, because we know these are 1/8 twins. So we know the 2 in this box has to be in this column. Okay, we got a 6 here and a 6 here, so we know a 6 has to be in this column. Okay. Now if you look at the 4 here, the 4 in this box has to go in one of these 3 cells, and the 4 here in this box has to be in one of these 2 cells. That covers column 2 and 3, so we know the 4 has to be in column 1 in this box. We've got a 4 here already, so we know these are 2, 4, 6 triplets. 2, 4, 6. Okay. With these triplets, there are only 2 cells that are left in this column, and those are 1 and 8. So these are 1/8 twins here, as well as these are 1/8 twins. Now we can't solve them yet, but they'll help us here. Now let's look at row 1. Let's see what we've got in row 1. We're going to use a combination of a couple of techniques here to find this 2. We've only got a 1, 4, and an 8 in this row right here. So let's see what's missing. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. So let's look at each cell and see what can fit there. Right here we've got a 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. So 2 or 6 can fit there. Let's look at this cell. We'll remember 2 and 6 there. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. 3, 5, 7, or 9 can fit there. Okay. Let's look at this cell right here. So 2, 6, 3, 5, 7, 9. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. 2 and 6 are the only 2 numbers that can fit there, so we have twins. 2, 6 twins right here. Okay. We got 3, 5, 7, 9 there, right? So, okay, let's look at this cell right here. We've already found one set of twins, so what's left? 3, 5, 7, and 9, right? We got a 3 and a 9 in this box already, so we know these are 5 7s, because we've got a 2, 6 here. And so these are 5, 7 twins. And since this was 3, 5, 7, 9, but we know these are 5, 7 twins, so this can be a 3 or a 9. And this is a 3 or 9 also. So we have 2, 6 twins, 3, 9 twins, 5, 7 twins. Okay, with that knowledge, we know that even before we place this 2 here, that a 2 can't fit here because they're 5, 7 twins. So we have ghost 2's here, a 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So we know that's a 2. And sometimes on these more elaborate puzzles, you have to use a combination of techniques to figure things out. next number we'll place is a 7 there. Okay, the way I found that was using two sets of ghost numbers. We've got a 7 here and a 7 here. Well, first of all, let's look at this. We've got a 7 here, so one of these three can be a 7. But we have a 7 here and a 7 here, so we have ghost 7s here, so we know that can't be a 7. We have a 7 here, we have a 7 here, so we know these are ghost 7s, so we know that can't be a 7, so that's a 7. Okay. How did I get that 5? Let's see. 5 could be in any of these three places right here. Right? But let's look at this row and see if we can figure out why that's going to be a 5. We know we have a 1, 8 here because we have 1, 8 twins, right? What are we missing here? We're missing 1, 5, 8, 9. 1, 5, 8, 9. We got a 5 and a 9 here, so that's a 1, 8. We already knew that. What are we missing here? There's only a 9 that this cell can see, so this could be a 1, 5 or an 8. This right here, there's a 1, 5, 8, 9, so that can be a 1, 8 also. So these are 1, 8 twins. So these have to be 5, 9 twins, and there's a 9 there. So that's how we got the 5, and we can fill in this 9 now too, since we know these are 1, 8 twins. Okay, that's very straightforward, the 5 there. This is pretty straightforward also. There's 3 different ways to find this 2. One is we're look in this column and see what's missing. 1, 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, and 5 are missing. And here's a 2, so that's a 3 or 5. And here's a 2, so that's a 3 or 5. So we have 3, 5 twins, so we know that's a 2. Another way related is we can see this already. This can't be a 2 because this row has a 2 already. This can't be a 2 because this row already has a 2. So we know that has to be a 2. Another way to see it is we've got a 2 here. So we know these are ghost 2s because of this wall right here. We have ghost 2s here, a 2 here. So one of these has to be 2, and there's a 2 there already. So 3 different ways of finding that 2. That 2 is straightforward now that we've found these 2s. That one is easy. Just use solve for sections. That's pretty straightforward also. We've got a 1 here already and a 1 here already, so that's a 1. Remember that we had our 1, 8 twins, and also that 8's the only number missing in this row, so that's easy. And now we only have 2 numbers missing here, so those are easy to fill in. And also these 2 numbers in box 7 here are easy. And then remember, these are 1, 8 twins. Okay, how did I get that 9 there? We know these are 2, 4, 6 triplets here. So what do we have here? 2, 3, and 9, or I'm sorry, 2, 3, 6, and 9. 3, 7, and 9. I'll get it. Okay. And there's a 3 and a 7 in this row already, so we know that has to be a 9. And then if you remember, these are 3, 9 twins right here. 1, 8 twins and 5, 7 twins. So we can fill in this 3 and this 9 right now. We'll put a 3 there. This one's pretty easy. We're missing 1, 3, and 4 here in this row. We've got a 1, 4 this box already, so that's a 3. Okay, now we know that this is a 5. We had 3, 5 twins here, and there's a 3 there now. So we can fill in those. That 3 is straightforward. That one should be straightforward. It's the only number left in that box. The only number left in this column. Only numbers left in that box. Only numbers left in that box. Those are pretty easy because we remember we have 1, 4 twins there, so 3 and 6 were the only 2 numbers left for this box. I should have probably filled those in earlier because I filled in this 1, and so we could have filled the 8 and 1 in at that time, but I didn't. So okay, that one's straightforward. Now we can fill in our 5, 7 twins there. That one is easy. Those are very straightforward also. Now we can fill in our 1, 4 twins there. 4, the only number left in box 5. Easy. Those are very straightforward, and the only thing we have left is the 2, 4, 6 here. So we can fill those in. And that's it. All right. Well, as you could see, this puzzle was a little bit tricky in spots because there weren't any obvious numbers, but using a combination of techniques I was able to find numbers and continue solving it until we got it completely solved. So please check out sudokuprimer.com and look at the techniques section. Those might help you. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.